Hey guys, Tim and Kyle here with Dad Smoking Cigars.
We really hope you enjoy this newest episode of Fresh Review Friday.
So sit back, grab a cigar, and enjoy. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to this week's edition of Fresh Review Friday. I'm Cigar Show Tim. This is Keeley, and we've got another fresh review for you this week. This week, we are going to be reviewing a cigar that you've actually probably heard us talk about a little bit over the last couple years. It comes to us from Espinosa. It is a great, great morning cigar with a cup of coffee, and it is the Espinosa Crema. So let's check it out.
What's up, guys? Welcome to another edition of Fresh Review Friday. I'm Kyle, Cigar Show Tim over here on my, well, I guess technically my left, even though the screen makes it all wibbly wobbly, weird.
I know, right?
So I finally figured out how to point. And by the time that becomes useful, you know, the pandemic's going to be over. Won't have to do this sort of thing much anymore with people we know and love and interact with.
Yeah, right. All the screen stuff and all those different
Right.
things.
This person over here, and then up there, and then, yeah, we'll actually be able to hang out in person.
And you're on your patio and doing this. And oh, I didn't mention it. As always, guys, we are coming to you from the Dad Smoking Cigars HQ, brought to you by Casa Cueva Cigars.
And the birthplace of Dad Smoking Cigars, my patio, which,
Go.
but what I was going to say is if I want to get really, really technical, because I'm looking around right now, seeing where I am, Tim is, he's that way. He's over that way.
You're that way.
Yes, I am. From where you're sitting, yes, I am technically that way.
Where I'm
So.
sitting, yeah, now everybody's like, guys, I don't care. What are you doing? Just get to the cigars.
Well, as Tim said before, we are reviewing the Espinosa Crema, and you guys have heard us talk up and down about Espinosa cigars. We absolutely love them. The one we smoke the most is the Espinosa Habano. That's the one that we tend to enjoy the most. But the Crema, I just recently acquired these from a buddy of mine who I traded with, Lone Star Shuby. Going to shout him out in Texas, out in Abilene. We traded some. I sent him some of my stash, and he sent me some cremas. And yeah, I'm super excited because up until a couple days ago, I hadn't smoked a crema in over a year.
Yeah, it's been since Arizona.
Yeah, since our trip to Arizona last year. So it's kind of nuts, but I am so grateful that I get to enjoy it again. And I know Tim's excited too. So let's not waste any more time, cut and light, and get this going.
Yes, and I will say it as always, we cut and light everything with Lotus Vertigo products. If you're not using Lotus Vertigo, you're doing it wrong. Yeah. And there he mouse.
You like my little mimicry there?
There we go. So I gave
You're
mine
mocking me, aren't you?
And then I'm going to use the Cyclone Triple Torch. This thing, I mean, the Vertigo, it's basically bulletproof. It's freaking amazing.
Yeah, that's what I got right here too.
Dry draw notes real quick, or cold draw notes. You hear it called both. Or
happens to me way too much.
Bits in the mouth for Kyle.
And hitting the back of the throat too. So very sweet, very creamy cold draw. They don't call it the crema for nothing. All right.
And now
just do it. Just do it.
The foot with crema, toasting the foot. That's it. That's all I got.
It's about all I could take.
'Cause it's magical.
Oh, jeez. Yum.
It's just as terrible as I remember it.
Terribly good, right?
Oh, yes.
Oh, man. No, delicious right off the bat. Just that little bit of sweetness, just that hint of sweet cream flavor. A little bit of, it's kind of woody right off the bat, a little bit of that cedar.
Yeah, a little bit of
light cedar in there, but it's just very light, airy, creamy, sweet, you know, just nice toasty flavor. You also get a little bit of graham cracker Slight hint of toasted marshmallow, kind of that little bit of s'more flavor just kind of thrown in there. At least that's what I'm getting anyway.
Yeah, I get all those. But there's definitely, for me, it's the strongest one is actually the light wood, the cedar note is the strongest, followed right up with the creaminess. And it's even sort of a, when you smoke a cigar and there's sort of you can feel that there's like really thick, heavy smoke, or there's a lighter, a lighter, smoother smoke. This is much more of a lighter, smoother smoke than your other cigars, and it just complements the overall enjoyment of the cigar and adds to it so well.
Absolutely. And I chose to punch my cigar in the cap this time around, which I think I did that with the last creme I smoked. And I'm getting on this one anyway, because the last one, it was kind of your basic average draw, not too tight, not too light. I'm getting a really light draw on this one, but not so bad that it actually messes with the experience. It's actually, it kind of almost adds to it because it's such light, creamy smoke. And the fact that it's got a nice light draw on it, it kind of just complements it.
Yep, it does. Well, we've cut, we've lit. We are enjoying the beginning of the Espinosa Crema, and we will be back with all of you in just a moment to let you know what we think of the third. Be right back.
What's up, guys? We are back after the first third of the Espinosa Crema. And I had it the other day, and thinking back to my first time having it, it's still just as good as I remember it. It's still just as delicious. A lot more of those woody notes, still that kind of subtle sweetness lingering just a tiny bit. And I know it's going to transition here in just a little while, whatever I was going to say. And, but yeah, definitely kind of the charred cedar notes with that subtle sweetness kind of on the back end. But yeah, still a fantastic smoke.
Yeah, it is. And it's reminding me of sitting there because we were at Stag Tobacconist Metro when we had them, or the cut and light that Brennan had, and got to try them. And I remember sitting there, and that was when Justin came in. Justin, hung out
Justin
with
Hicks.
Yep, Justin Hicks, fellow barrel burner, and we were smoking these, and I just remember sitting and enjoying it and talking with him, having a good time, and obviously enjoying a cigar with good people, as we've said many times before, contributes to such a greater experience when having a cigar. But this is just as good as I remember having then a little over a year ago. And I mean, all the flavor notes that you mentioned, there's a little bit of a charry wood that's, the char is ramping up a little bit. There's almost a little bit of like it's going to sound weird, but like a creamy pepper. Like there's a creamy note, but just a little bit of a pepper spice at the finish of it.
Yes.
And
kind of that baking spice a little bit.
Yeah, it's a baking spice, kind of a pepper, and it's really good. I mean, what can I say? We've had it before, and we enjoy it. So we knew what we were getting ourselves into when we did this review, and we've been seeing a lot of people that have been jumping on board with Espinosa Cremas lately, and we've seen Michael Wells and a lot of different people that have been jumping on, really enjoying the Espinosa Crema, and that was part of the reason why we wanted to review this one, because we know a lot of people are hearing about it more and more, and it's spreading, and people are enjoying it. So we wanted to give everybody sort of a perspective, at least from our perspective, as to what it's like. But all the same flavor notes. I know it's going to transition again here, and some different flavor notes are going to ramp up and transition, which is a sign to me of a cigar that I really enjoy, because I don't want to have one note for the entire process. But having that transitions a little bit and brings in new flavors means that the blending was done very well. And this is one of the best selling Espinosa cigars that they have in terms of the Crema or the Habano, or the Murcielago, or some of the others that they have. The Crema is one of their best sellers, because it's really one of the only mild cigars that they make. And they've got a Candela, and they've got some other things, but if you're looking for Espinosa cigars, the majority of what they make is the medium to medium plus to full bodied. And this one, if you're getting into cigars or you enjoy a mild plus cigar, this is absolutely a great choice to go with.
Absolutely. And it's just it's a very relaxing cigar, got really good flavor. As Tim and I have stated numerous times, Connecticut or mild cigars can be extremely hit and miss. I have had a number of Connecticut's, Tim has as well, and a lot of them, I would say, were just okay. There were some that fell flat completely, and it was just like I was smoking burnt paper. And to be honest, I can't even really remember which ones they were, so I'm not knocking on any brands or any manufacturers. But Connecticut's can be tough to make a really good one.
Yeah.
And I think I speak for Tim when I say probably my top 3 Connecticut's are Crema, Casa Cuevas, Connecticut, and the 300 Hands, Connecticut.
Yes,
Those are my top 3.
And I would add one more to that as a fourth one up there is the Damps White Label Connecticut is a
Yes, that is true.
very good Connecticut cigar.
That
And
is
so
true.
obviously we've rattled off 4 different ones, and today we're focusing on the Espinosa Crema. And there are lots of other cigars that are out there that are Connecticut's and lots that we haven't tried yet. But speaking specifically on the Espinosa Crema, great morning cigar. I mean, our friend Brandon,
Yes.
mechanic, likes to say, and it's a line that Espinosa uses as well, that why put cream in your coffee when you can have an Espinosa Crema and get that same note while enjoying your coffee? And that's absolutely correct. That is 100% accurate because of the flavor notes. It complements coffee very, very well. And I know Kyle and I, we drink our coffee a little bit differently. And Kyle has we were talking actually off camera about how much Kyle's preference and how he prepares his coffee has, adjusted and modified. And I will say, rightfully so, matured over the years. But this absolutely is a great morning cigar, or at the end of the day, sitting back after a good meal and you just want to relax and not have something too full bodied. Espinosa Crema is a great choice, everybody.
Absolutely. And they're very much worth the money, very much worth your time and effort and enjoyment. So, I mean, the video is not even over yet. And I'm telling you right now, just go out and pick up, a few, pick up a box, go grab some because they are absolutely delightful.
Yep. So, those are our thoughts on the first third. We're going to smoke down to the band through the second third, and we will be back with all of you in just a minute and continue giving you our thoughts. Be right back. All right, everybody, we are back at the end of the second third with the Espinosa Crema, and it has transitioned. It has built up, and as Kyle, it's because the retrohale gets a bit spicy in the second third.
And
it's not
kind of mind-blowing.
Yeah, but it's not overpowering, and it's not one of those, oh my gosh, if I like mild plus cigars, then I need to stay away from that. But it's definitely there. So it appeals really well to a full range of cigar enthusiasts because you get the light easiness. And if you don't retrohale, you're not going to get the pepper spiciness that's there on the retrohale. No. You'll just get a little bit of the flavor of that towards the end, towards the finish. But it's much more of a creamy kind of a light bread. Woodiness isn't there as much for me at all, but creamy with the pepper on the retrohale, but sort of
creamy.
A good creamy breadiness to it.
And you really start to detect that cream on the I would say on the tip of the tongue. A lot of that creaminess, it kind of just lands right there. The retrohale, and to me personally, and I'm pretty sure Tim feels the same way, that a sign of a really well blended mild cigar is that it has just a little bit of kick to it, just a little bit. Because a lot of people will smoke Connecticut's or milder cigars because just for that reason, they're milder. And you know what? That is some people's palate. For the longest time, that was Tim's palate. That was all he smoked was the mild cigars. Obviously, he smokes everything now. And I'm going to take some credit on that. But because I would throw stronger cigars at him. And I was like, here, dude, try this. And I can't take full credit. I'll take a little bit, just a tiny bit of credit on that, because I would throw some cigars his way that were a little bit bolder, cigars that sometimes would knock me on my ass just by their strength. And that was back when I didn't smoke as frequently. And so it was a lot easier for cigar to hit me. I can't remember the last time a cigar hit me that strong. It's been a while. But a good Connecticut to me, and some of the Connecticut's we described earlier, and as well as the Espinosa Crema, they have just enough of that kick, but they still are mild. They just have a lot of complexity to them, and the Crema is definitely one of those. It is one of the best Connecticut's out there, in my opinion.
Yep, it absolutely is. And I know I said at the very beginning, the cut and light. I know I said at the end of the first third segment, and now again in the second third. It's just as good as I remember it, even though it was surrounded by a great experience and environment and everything that was going on. And frankly, it was our first taste. I mean, Kyle, it was our first taste with a cut and light and being in that environment, being in a lounge while a lot of that stuff was going on. That was our first, entry into what happens at the cigar lounges when a broker or a rep shows up and they do their cut and light, they're introducing people to cigars. And so there was sort of a fun buzz about this new experience for both of us. And obviously played well into the cigars, plural, that we enjoyed there. But the Crema is a great, solid, mild plus. And I would still probably put it as a mild plus, barely getting into me, only if you retro hit in flavor profile. But in body, as far as how much it hits you, it's definitely a mild plus. It's not one that's going to knock you back. It's not one. Now, if you sucked it down quickly, that may be the case. I mean, shoot, Rob Jones is a good friend, and he sucks down. He would probably have sucked this down in about 45 minutes, and it wouldn't have bothered him. Other people that are newer to it, you puff on a cigar that quickly, and you're going to be puking. And so it's all different. It's subjective. But
yeah, don't do that. Don't do that.
No. For me, I'm not that quick of a smoker, but surprisingly, actually, with this review, like we've had a few others recently, whether it's just talking, off camera in between segments, I've actually been smoking this a little bit quicker than Kyle has, but I've enjoyed it a lot. And so, even though we're not to our rating, we're not to the final third, we're not to any of that yet. Like Kyle said at the end of the first segment, we already recommend the Espinosa Crema. We knew that going into it, but we wanted to give you all a review of what it's like and sort of, the flavor notes and what you can hope to get based on your palate and what flavors you may pick up.
Exactly. It's a really great complex cigar. I think it has something for everyone, even for the medium plus smokers. If you want to smoke something just a little bit on the milder side, you're in the mood for it. You want to have something that goes well with a cup of coffee, or kind of a nice smooth, not too harsh of a whiskey, because this definitely does go well with a nice I had it the other night. I had it with a bourbon or Irish whiskey or bourbon. I can't remember what I drank. The days are starting to blur together that much. But I enjoyed it with a glass of whiskey. It paired very well. This is the type of cigar that you could have on any occasion, whether after breakfast, after dinner, with your coffee, with some good booze. This cigar offers a lot, and definitely worth giving a try.
Yeah, and I'm enjoying mine with a glass of Woodford Reserve Double Oak, and it is doing quite nice.
And I'm actually having it with the last of my chocolate stout, and it actually pairs pretty well, because this is one of the sweeter chocolate stouts I've had. It is actually called a milk stout, so it's
the
got a little bit of sweetness
and complement very well with a cigar.
Exactly. So very enjoyable, and again, this is a very diverse cigar. You could have it any time of day with anything.
Yep. Well, those are our thoughts on the second third, everybody. We will be back with you with our rating, our score, and our final thoughts in just a second. Be right back.
What's up, guys? All right, we are coming down to the finishing up the second third. We are pretty quickly going into the final third, and it is been good through and through. This cigar is going to forever be a part of my rotation. I know I speak for Tim when I say that, and it is an incredible smoke.
And the smoke output is, just horrendously bad. Not smoke output on this is phenomenal.
Yes. We've had to relight it a couple times. I think that had more to do with us leaving it a little bit too long, stuff like that. As far as the burn is concerned, it hasn't been razor straight throughout. You guys know me. I have a tendency to just correct and then correct some more. Because I've smoked this a bunch of times, I didn't feel guilty about that. Usually if it's a first time smoke, I kind of let it do its thing for a while, and then if it doesn't correct or doesn't fix itself, then I fix it. And so it's but that honestly doesn't really enter into at all how much I've enjoyed the cigar.
Oh yeah, you've heard us say it throughout the entire review, everybody. We think you should go out and buy and pick up Espinosa Cremas, whether you just enjoy a good spicy full-bodied stick, but you retrohale and you want to enjoy the pepper that's there. The flavors have transitioned some into the final third as we're getting down to the end of it. But they haven't changed a ton from the second third. A couple things have ramped up a little bit more with some charriness and things like that, but it still has the breadiness, still has a lot of the creaminess. In some ways, the creaminess came back full force at the final third at the end. And that's what I love, because you get a full experience out of this cigar. You get an opportunity to go through 3 different areas in flavor profiles, in just really enjoying the cigar. And this one does not disappoint.
No, not at all. It's one I'll smoke again and again and continue to enjoy. Like so many other brands that we've brought up and manufacturers that we enjoy. Again, always be a part of my rotation. Anytime I get my hands on them, I'll be happy to have them in my humidor. And I still got a couple more to enjoy, and grateful for that, among the other amazing cigars that I've been able to collect and enjoy over the months, years, etc. So definitely a great, great cigar. Pick up some Espinosa Cremas.
So where would you rate this on our usual rating scale with everything considered? Where would you put this guy?
I would definitely rate this at like a 90. I'm going to say 94.
Wow. Second highest rating you've ever given a cigar. I think the highest was a 95.
Yes. Sadly, I can't remember which one that was.
And I can't remember off the top of my head either.
Not at the moment.
I don't remember.
Not at the moment, but I'm sure I'll remember at some point. My cursed short-term memory.
There you go. Well, considering everything, being able to revisit the cigar and experience it, for this review, I'm going to put this at a 91 for me. It definitely beats out the 90, definitely puts it up there, and definitely, I'm saying definitely a lot because it's that good. But it is a mild cigar that everybody needs to go out and try even once. And if you're not a mild cigar smoker, I still recommend trying it. We both still recommend trying it, because you might surprise yourself. You've heard on all of our reviews over the year plus that we've been doing them that your palate is your palate, and you may not think you're going to enjoy it, especially with this whole season we've been in. And I don't want to talk about COVID-19 forever, because I don't want to talk about it forever.
No.
But this has been an opportunity for a lot of cigar enthusiasts to go out and enjoy different cigars they didn't expect, because they couldn't get the one from their local brick and mortar, so they ordered from an online brick and mortar or whatever they've done, and they've tried new things, whether it's because inventory shortages, all the different things with a lot of the cigar manufacturers having to shut down their manufacturing process. Things are open back up now, which is a fantastic thing. But I would recommend going out and getting yourself an Espinosa Crema, because it is that good. It is worth it, and it needs to at least be tried. And if you don't care for it, great, that's your palate.
Right.
But I know people that enjoy good full-bodied sticks that really, really enjoy the Espinosa Crema, and people that only enjoy it with a cup of coffee. They don't drink, any kind of a spirit or alcohol or beer or whatever the case may be when they enjoy cigars, and they strictly stick to coffee or Dr. Pepper or Coke or, whatever the case may be. And this pairs very well with that. I mean, obviously, I'm having mine with a double oaked, bourbon. Kyle's having his with a milk stout, and so you can vary what you pair with your cigars and get a great experience.
Definitely, and that's just a testament to the diversity of different cigars and what you can pair them with and how you enjoy them, and what you might be willing to try when you may be sticking to a particular type of, whatever body of cigar you enjoy most of the time. I am all about trying different types. Tim's the same way. We've always been about that. Boutiques and heritage brands alike. We are down to try all different kinds and figure out just that much more what our palate enjoys, because there are some cigars that we may just put down and never touch again, and then there are others that we will continue to go back to, and it just broadens what your palate enjoys and what you may discover that you end up enjoying you didn't think you would. So
yep, I think that sums it up well with sort of what we do, how we do it, and how we've been to this point. So those are our thoughts on the Crema. And the cool thing about it, one little side note with Eric Espinosa, is he's been in the industry for a long time as a sales rep, and working for heritage lines, big lines, and now making his cigars, partnering with some different people to produce them, whether it's AJ Fernandez or making cigars for other people. he's got great knowledge when it comes to putting together great blends, and the master blender that Espinosa has is absolutely phenomenal. So go and check out the Espinosa Crema. These are our thoughts on it. We are the Dad Smoking Cigars. For Keeley, I'm Cigar Show Tim. As always, we'll see you. Hey everybody, Cigar Show Tim here with Keeley with an announcement and sort of an update as what's going on with Dad Smoking Cigars. For those of you that have followed us for our entire time, thank you so much for that. But there, like you probably saw in my video a couple months ago, there's a new venture down to the nub that I've started and that I'm pursuing, that I'm really enjoying. And with all of that and a lot of prayer, it's come to the point where me continuing as the other half of Dad Smoking Cigars isn't going to continue. And it's a positive thing because there are so many good things going on with Kyle and what he's pursuing, and with myself, with Down to the Nub and some other ventures and things that are going to be taking place that, you know, right, wrong, or indifferent, the partnership of us as Dad Smoking Cigars isn't going to continue. It doesn't change friendship. It doesn't change any of that. We've been best friends and known each other for 19 years, and that's not going to change. This is going to be an opportunity for both of us to pursue and continue pursuing new avenues, new ventures and things. And we wanted to make that announcement. We wanted to let all of you know that that's what's going on with Dad Smoking Cigars. I'm not going anywhere. Kyle's not going anywhere, but I am going to be stepping away from Dad Smoking Cigars moving forward, because it's Kyle's idea. It was his brainchild. It was his baby. And for a long time, I said it when I was on with the Bakersfield Gentleman a couple weeks ago, that I've been in the driver's seat and pushing with Kyle for a long time, and it's Kyle's endeavor. It's Kyle's baby, and that's where it's going to be moving forward. Is Kyle is taking this and going to do what he wants to, how he wants to, and I could not be more supportive. And you've probably heard other people say that in the past. This is genuine. This is legit, because Dad Smoking Cigars will always be a part of me. I will always be a dad that smokes cigars. I will always be supportive of this venture and the way that it has allowed me to get immersed into the cigar community, meet phenomenal people. And for everybody that supported Dad Smoking Cigars from the very beginning up until currently, I want to thank you. I want to be sure that you know that you are not forgotten. And I'm not going to go through names because there are so many names to list, but from the bottom of my heart, thank you so much for what you have allowed Dad Smoking Cigars to become at this point, and how you're going to continue supporting, and I'm going to continue supporting Dad Smoking Cigars moving forward. Now, it doesn't mean that I, might have Kyle, join in on different things in the future, and do some different things together. Absolutely. But that's still yet to be determined as to how it's going to look. But I wanted to let you all know that moving forward, and I know that there are people that are going to go, oh my gosh, but I love what you guys do, and I love the dynamic that you have, and I love all of that. And that doesn't fall on deaf ears. We are humbled at what God has allowed us to do in the cigar community by joining the cigar community. It's been said since the very beginning, we didn't join and start this to disrupt the cigar industry. We're two guys that enjoy cigars, that are a part of an amazing family unit that is the cigar community. And so there's going to be new things that are taking place, some adjustments, some new, formats, and some new opportunities in media that's going to be released. But I'm excited to see where God leads, to see what happens in the future. But we collectively wanted to make sure you all heard it from us, that this is a great thing for both of us, and moving forward it's going to continue being two separate great things and two great people doing awesome stuff in the ways that allow us to have some creative freedom. So thank you so much for that.
And as Tim said, it is completely positive. It's something that we have discussed at length. It's something we've had a couple of very long conversations about. And moving forward, as Tim said, there are a number of opportunities that have been presented to me outside of the cigar community, and more of my creative endeavors and stuff like that. Many of you know that I am a writer. I'm also interested in voice work and things like that. Things that definitely, tie into this and stuff like that. So for me personally, I'm excited for what the future holds. And like Tim said, it gives us an opportunity to be more creative in the ways that we want to be and do different things and still be able to maintain our friendship and our relationship. As Tim said, we've known each other coming up on 20 years. That is not something that we are willing to let just fade away, and we're not going to do that at all. And we will continue to support each other. We will continue to drop in on each other periodically on all this kind of stuff that we're going to be putting out. As far as the format regarding Dad Smoking Cigars, there's still going to be videos that I'm going to be putting out as often as possible. May not be with the same frequency as it has been with the both of us, but I am going to continue to put out cigar content and things like that, posting on Instagram, engaging with you guys, being a part of the cigar community. We have made so many friends and built so many relationships, both personal and professional.
Yes.
And I'm incredibly proud of what Tim is moving forward into and what he's accomplishing and what he is going to be doing with Down to the Nub and everything like that. And, to an extent, I will still be a part of that, but just in a different capacity. And we will continue to be involved with each other in every which way that we can. And we just want you guys to both know that. We also want you guys to know that, we don't want you to be sad about this to any degree. We know it to an extent it is a disappointment because it won't be the two of us doing this anymore. But it will still be, Dad Smoking Cigars will continue to move forward. Down to the Nub will continue to move forward. You'll get to hear from us on a regular basis. Yes. So we just want you guys to, as Tim said, we appreciate your support and the fact that you embraced us wholly into the community and just made Dad Smoking Cigars what it is, and also provided other opportunities for us to do different things, and the support you've given us in that way. And we appreciate it and are grateful for it, very blessed and humbled by it. So thank you guys so much. We really do hope this news doesn't come as too much of a disappointment to you. We are still here. We're still around. Tim and I still live a quarter mile away from each other. Our families are deeply connected.
Yes.
And that's not going away at all. And so it is bittersweet for us, but at the same time, we're very excited of what the future holds. You'll be hearing a lot about that on both mediums. And we, again, appreciate your support. Tim and I will continue to support each other for many years to come.
Yes.
As far as, things like the Pacific Cigar Show and whatnot, you're going to be hearing more news from both of us in that regard. We're still connected to that very deeply, very personally. We're looking forward to, hopefully, sometime in the, relatively near future, putting that event on for you guys. All the manufacturers and supporters are still on board with that. And so you can expect to hear more about that in the months to come. And that's pretty much it. But again, thank you guys for your support. We appreciate it. And we hope you will continue to support both of us. Again, this is a very united decision. This is something we both came to together and had a very good talk about. And so just so you guys know, it's all good. Everything is good. So please stay connected with us. We will continue to stay connected with you. Thank you so much for your support. And that's pretty much it in regards to that.
Yep. And you brought up the Pacific Cigar Show, Kyle, and you're right with that. We're still putting it on. We're still moving forward with it when we're able to, when it makes sense to, obviously keeping everybody's health and safety as the primary focus, because we need to make sure we're looking out for each other. Pacific Cigar Show is not changing. It's moving forward, for this year. Nothing's changing with that for this year, or when it does take place this coming year. And so that really sums it up. I'm not going to draw this out too much longer, but I will end it off as I have with every single show for the last year and a half. I'm Cigar Show Tim. He's Kile. As always, we'll see ya.